In this video, I'm going to be looking at this. This is a Zhiyun Cinepeer CX100, a video light for both stills and video photographers. Join me, roll titles. This video is sponsored by Zhiyun. To get your 25% initial launch discount, use the discount code in the details below. Hey YouTube, Brian James at Micro Four Thirds Guy with you once again. And as you know, I'm a stills photographer mainly rather than a videographer. So when I choose my light, I'm really usually looking for it for my stills work. And I normally shoot with strobes or speed lights. Now I do a lot of pop-up studio work. I'll take a studio out to someone's house. So I don't want cables everywhere. I don't want big hassle. But also, because I shoot a lot of young people, I tend to want to get away from having flash and strobe. I want some constant light. Now, the stuff I've been using recently hasn't been great. But I did recently get, and there's a link above to it, from Zhiyun, a fantastic little M20C video light. And that got me thinking, because that light is so powerful and so intense, it was really, really good. But it's not quite powerful enough for what I want to be doing shoots. And I reached out to Zhiyun and I said, have you got something like that? And said, well, yes, we have our Olympus X100 range, which is fabulous. However, you may be interested in trying our new Cinepeer CX100. So I said, well, okay, then let me know about it. They've sent me one over, so this is sponsored by Zhiyun. They sent me one over to try. I'm really knocked out by it, so I'm going to take you very, very quickly through it. Starting off the LED, first of all, it's a cob type LED, but it's got a glass thing across the front. Means you can't damage it. You can't scratch the LEDs or damage LEDs, which is good thinking. Exactly the same basic design as the X100 Molus, insofar as it's got this through body cooling with a fan in the back, two knobs on the top, power button, exactly the same as any other one, but the difference is on this is just a single colour non-effects light. When I say single colour, it obviously does have it does have your colour temperature. And the colour temperature on this range is from 2700 at the bottom end, at the red end, all the way up to 6500 up the bluish end, and all lights in between. And the good part of it is as well, it's got a CRI of 96 and a TLCI of 97. What does that mean? Well, basically, if you get 100 on them, it is pure ultra stable. It's a stability of the light for its colour change and also its intensity. And by having those ultra high figures that we've got there means that when I switch it on, for the whole duration it's on, and I mean the whole duration, it doesn't tail off at the end of its battery life. For the whole duration it's on, you're getting exactly the same colour temperature, exactly the same intensity, so you're not having to mess around with your white balance in your camera, and you're not having to mess around with your exposure. When this puts out light, you've got constant light, which is really good. Power switch on is the same as on the M20C, which I've got used to now, which is a single short press and a longer press. And if I press that in, you can see that's, I think, let's turn this down to minimum. And I'll flash through there because it's such a bright light, it's untrue. On maximum, you can see it going up, it's just unusable at times, it's fabulous. Only displays on these are the little 4 lights for the battery and the battery charger, the battery state and battery charger. So the difference, you don't have the little LED display from the X100, which would be nice because that shows you what your colour temperature is set to as a value and shows you intensity. But there again, you're saving about £100 on the UK market for this. So really, really good. Fast charging. It's got built-in battery pack, not removable like on the X100. So you have to, once it goes flat, you have to charge up on the camera, but it's a fairly fast charge on this. There is 2 other power sources, not just the internal battery, but you can also charger from the USB-C, which charges the battery, but also will, if you've got a big enough power supply, act as a power for it as well. And also to put a separate 24 volt power supply in to run it, so you can run that. And they're available from Zhiyun too. Not only that though, you get in the box a little reflector and a diffuser with it. Now this is neat. Without the deflector and diffuser, you get about 3881 lux out of this output from the LED. When you put the reflector on, it directs it so you've got a light intensity of 21,500 lux. And it's proprietary mount, simple little mount on there, solid, locked on, really neat. It's like a little mini Bowens mount, which I'll come to in a second. So we now have a 70-degree reflector on that. Gives you a fantastic light, but very, very hard, very intense. And I've took some photographs. I just set a selfie up with me with the video camera looking down from straight in front of the camera, first of all, and also one at 45 degrees. I didn't go around setting them up for fantastic. I just wanted something which will give a difference on that. But two photographs. First one, as I'll show you now, that's a straight on one with just a reflector, and the one at 45 degrees. But they give you a diffuser with it, a lovely little diffuser, silicone rubber, white, comes with it, pops it on, and the beauty is, because it is so easy, this system, you don't have clients waiting. So to pop this diffuser on, that's it on, it's ready. You can use that, and it really diffuses the light. It softens the light up a huge amount, which makes it a total different light source, and a much softer light source. And there's two photographs here, one above, as you've said, one at 45. But I also thought, hang on, with this, it's convex, it's concave I should say, why not make it convex, why not pop it out? What happens with this? And again, from an adaptable light source, which I could be taking to someone's house, and I don't want to be messing around, I want everything in small packages. This is just fabulous. It gives a very uncontrollable light, unfortunately, because it's bouncing everywhere, unlike the others which are much more directable. But this gives an easy way to fill a room up with light and have it bounce off all the surfaces and give a really soft light, because you're using, although it's a tiny light itself, it's using every wall around you to actually become a light source. So you get a very soft light. Obviously your intensity drops. But you can see on this room wasn't darkened. It wasn't highly lit. I didn't have all the lights on, but it was natural daylight in the room. And this was overcoming the daylight beautifully. I also put my hand in my pocket, wrongly on this one, because I was so enthused by it. I saw that you could get a Bowens S mount. Yes, you can actually put your Bowens S mount modifiers, all your normal modifiers that you spent your money on, which you really love, onto this camera. Now, I made a little mistake because I bought this in haste. There are two versions, and Zhiyun actually sent me the correct version replacement. This is the A version, which fits the little 60-watt light, but the B version is a little bit more extended out for that, and that's the one that you use for either the X100 or the CX100. But I can't use it on this because what it does is it covers up the cooling vents. But I'll put it on anyway just to let you see it, because again, fits onto its own little mount, get it lined up. And the beauty of this is it's got its own little reflector inside, which fills up the modifier rather than just a harsh light source. So you've already got some direction of the light inside the modifier, but then becomes a standard mount. So you've got your standard sort of lighting mount on there, adjustability on here. Beauty of it is that it doesn't put the strain on the light or on the modifier. All the strain is going onto the fitting there, and there's even a place to put a normal shoot-through umbrella in. Can't ask for better than this. Really is neat. 710 grams in weight, 1.56 pounds, so about the same as a DSLR camera. And as I say, it's just a very useful piece of kit. The fan inside comes on and off. It's a thermostatically controlled fan. And when it comes on, you really just cannot hear. You've got to be so close to it with your ear to hear that it's running. Knocked out by this. Say about £100 less than the Olympus X100. I think it's absolutely perfect for what I want to do as a stills photographer. As a video photographer, it would be awesome, but I haven't reviewed it for that. So yeah, now there's also, if you would look below in the description, there's a special 10% discount code which they've given me. So if you use the link below and put in the code, which is in the description below, you'll get 10% off this, and it's going to give you the chance to have even more savings on this, which is a very cost effective, extremely powerful and extremely adaptable light. But what do you think? Let me know in the comments below. But until the next time, keep on enjoying your photography, keep on taking your camera out, and keep on taking your lights out with it to get some fantastic shots. See you later. Bye bye.